I think my husband hates me. My husband and I have been married for 3 years. We have 3 kids, and I'm currently 5 weeks postpartum. I had a C-section and a very rough and painful recovery. He's been working the entire time, and I've been staying home with all 3 kids by myself. Lately, he's been coming home from work and yelling at me, calling me lazy, fat, and selfish for not having the house completely cleaned up to his standards. And trust me, it's not that dirty, just a few toys on the ground. The kids' room might be a bit messy, or the laundry wasn't completely put away. I know I could have done a better job, but I'm exhausted, and I haven't slept more than 2 or 3 hours in weeks. Besides, he never has to get up with the baby. It's all on me. I've told him I need help, and he says that he chooses not to help me because I don't deserve it. It's honestly useless talking to him. I told him that I was struggling with postpartum depression, and that I'm in an extremely dark place, and basically he said, well, make yourself happy, that it's all in my head, and that I just needed to get over myself. I'm really trying my best to juggle everything, but I don't know what to do anymore. Plus, he's just always angry. Instead of picking out the stuff I did, he'll pick out stuff that I didn't do. He says he's done with my SHT, and he's tired of my excuses. I'm pretty positive he's going to leave me soon. He can't go a day without calling me names or telling me to shut the fuck up, and I'm just sad. I don't know what to do. I want to fix this. Why would you want to fix something with an abusive monster? I'm so sorry this is happening to you and your kids. I couldn't agree more. He's made you feel so shitty you don't even see you deserve better. I know it's scary with 3 little ones, but they will grow up and see it too. What a selfish, heartless boy. Please make a plan and leave. Why do you want to fix this? He is clearly not understanding how hard it is for you. Nor does it seem he is giving you any affection, care, or support. He is calling you names. This is abuse. Divorce stinks. But from what you wrote, it sounds like it'd be better for you and the kids. You got that right? There's no way anyone should be subjected to that sort of abuse. And that's exactly what it is. Abuse. I'd be using my energy to call attorneys, women's resource centers, shelters, doctors, and employers to get my ducks in a row. I can't even imagine what it would feel like to have just had a cesarean 5 weeks ago and be told you're lazy. Like Otaf. I hope it's possible for her to find a way to leave this awful place. Do you have family around? Please contact them and tell them all of this. You're recovering from major surgery and you're being abused. You need help and support. If you don't have family, contact a support line, and they can point you in the right direction. I'm so sorry you are in this position. My husband has gone through happy seasons too, and they are awful. I can tell you it has nothing to do with you. If the house were perfect, if you were perfect, he'd still find fault. Before you do anything else, you have to figure out why you don't see it as emotional abuse. Can you hold a Zoom call with a BetterHelp therapist online? Just hang in there. This is a season, and it will pass. Your little ones are going to bring you so much joy as they grow. Please get some counseling so that you can be their mommy, with or without Mr. Crankapants. And promise that if he pushes or slaps, you'll dial 911. Once that starts, it gets worse. Hugs. We are here. Keep us posted. As a husband, I've done it myself, and I've always regretted it. I never called, but I remember just being angry and feeling overburdened. Fear of failing at the job, while at the same time it feels like our entire home life is also dependent on me. And then there's the feeling of pride that I can't ask for outside help, because I would then be failing as a husband. It never justified any of the anger that comes out, directed at my wife, and I've apologized, and we're in a great place. I just wanted to add from personal experience what I thought this guy might be feeling. I grew up watching my stepfather verbally abuse my mother every day. My mother is now in her 60s, and she's still with him. It has put a huge strain on our relationship, and it's very sad to see someone who once had zest for life have all of their self-worth and confidence beaten out of them. I tried everything to help her leave him, but it seems as if it's too late for her. As for me personally, I'm still recovering from the trauma of my childhood. Please think of your kids if you can't think for yourself right now. There is a better, happier, and safer life out there. This is where you turn the tables on him. Instead of being scared that he will leave you, you make it abundantly clear that you will not tolerate your children growing up to see their father speak to you in that kind of abusive way, and that by being a terrible husband to you, he is being a terrible father and example to them. You find your backbone and make him understand that if he does not begin to work on this and things do not change, then you will leave and you're not scared to leave. Hey, I watched my dad treat my mom like a rented mule and beat her like one too. And soon enough, that aggression will turn on your kids. So if you're thinking you should tolerate his behavior, instead consider whether your kids should. Because that's exactly what happened to my family too when I was growing up. As a result, my adult self cannot trust any man enough to have his children. Yes, I'm married. But if he really pushed for kids, I'd let him walk away. If that's the future you want for your kids, stay with this man. Your husband is a textbook emotional abuser. His insults and cleaning demands are cliches of an emotional abuser. If you Google emotionally abusive husband, a million identical stories to yours will pop up. It will never stop until you leave him. Good luck. My partner went through very hateful periods after each of the babies and could not comprehend just how hard the healing process was. He had lost his empathy for me. In truth, it was very difficult and lonely, and I was full of regret. I lived in his city around his friends and family with no support network of my own. It is not so easy when you have young children, and you are completely hormonal to just get up and leave. But the option is there. In my situation, I found that he was incredibly stressed and anxious regarding his ability to provide for our children, and he was depressed. It's not spoken about much, but some men suffer from postpartum depression. We separated on my request, and I found myself again. I learned not to internalize his moods and found myself. Now that we are getting closer, I am far more confident. Speak to a professional op. Go out when healed with friends and family. Walk in nature. Talk to some of us online strangers. We are here for you. This is a season, and it too shall pass. Take each day as it comes and carefully assess what is right for you and your children. Wow, it is a little scary how you have normalized his abuse. Reading this gave me anxiety and made me feel trapped and scared. I cannot imagine what you feel every day. I'm so sorry you are going through this, and I hope one day you are able to look back and see that you were a hostage, not a wife.